Okay, so we're back here. So we just got rendering to work for the Sentry gun, and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. All I know is that I took a break, went outside, got some sunshine, and got bitten up by my brother's cat because we attempted to put a dog harness on it and try to walk the cat outside. That backfired horribly, but we couldn't think of any other way to let the cat outside where the cat wouldn't run to the construction site down the road and get mashed. So let's see what we're doing. So we got the base rendering, and we've got the Sentry top rendering. Um, okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Let's work on the Json stuff. That'll be a good place to get momentum moving here until we can figure out what we want to do next. Um, so we're going to need. Now we just need a processor. So I'm gonna just copy. Okay, so we want the Sentry JSON processor. Uh, let's just gut everything here except for the process additional. Because process additional does our mass and stuff, and we just kind of want to make sure we have something going on there. We want to produce a Sentry JSON object, so Sentry data equals new Sentry data. So we're going to have to figure out what we need minimum-wise. Minimum, we need an ID and a name, and we need to pass in this, of course. We do need to change this to Sentry data, and we need to change this to Sentry data. And we need this to load after gun. So this is going to be called Sentry. It's going to load after gun. Yeah, that's what gun key is called. And we need an ID variable. So we're going to go object.get ID, and then we're just going to get a string. So we're not going to do anything fancy here. Usually I would check if it's a primitive and everything, and do etc, but we just want to get something quick and out of the way, and I can come through later and do everything. I accidentally closed it, didn't I? There we go. So name ID. What else do we need? So the Sentry is going to need a gun. It is going to need... That's actually it. That's the minimum. It just needs a gun. So gun data, and my phone is bouncing. What is going on with my phone? Apologies for having to do interruptions here every so often, but we're getting later in the day. Okay, just somebody replying me on Twitter. Okay, so we want to go armory data handler dot instance dot get. Then we want to get whatever the gun value is. So this needs to be gun ID is what this actually needs to be called, so it's not ambiguous. Yeah, that'll work. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually do this as an object. And we want to go is if gun data equals null, we're going to throw an exception. And then if gun data is not a gun, then theoretically, we should never have this happen. So the second condition should never happen because, of course, we're calling and we're getting, actually, no, we're getting the wrong thing here. That needs to be gun. And then this needs to be passed in. So throw legal argument exception. Failed to get gun by ID. And then, of course, we need to separate out our ID, actually, because we're going to need to debug that. So string gun ID equals this. We want to do gun ID, gun ID. Failed to get a gun ID by ID. Yeah, I failed. Then we throw a new exception here. And this will be failed to locate gun by ID. This will be failed to get gun by ID. Slightly different wording that should make it easier to understand. Okay. So we got that. That creates our gun. That sets our gun ID. We need to do the other data variables. We're going to implement the ejection system like we did with the block. That's how we're going to make this function even more efficiently, so we don't have to initialize every variable and initialize subvariables and initialize all kinds of extra goodies. We have no handling for these. These are going to need special handling. We can't do these with the JSON injection system at the moment. The rest of this is perfectly fine. So I need to go find my block class. So I'm going to go copy code out of it because I don't want to just remember this off the top of my head and then have to fix it anyways. So core content. We want lib JSON processors block. JSON block processor. So in here, we have a debugger. So I'm going to actually do both of these. I want to grab a debugger while I'm at it. I can piggyback the debugger just like I did with this. I'm going to go like this. And then we want to do the same thing we did here. Except instead of block data, we want to do Sentry data.class. We want to get a logger. We're just going to get a logger here. And we're just going to do exactly what we did here. We're going to start sections and we're going to debug things because all these loggers need this debug information now. It's just going to become a necessity that we want to know as much about what is going on in our code as possible. And I'm going to close out some of these other systems. I'm going to leave this one open though. So I'm going to go here. And then our block processor ends down here. And I got, what was it, a gnat or a fly that flew in front of my face? I know you guys can't see that, but that was just unusual. Processing entry, and we'll debug things as we go. So we want a system like this. So we're just going to copy this. That's just the easiest thing I can think of. So this is going to be object pretty much. We're going to rename this. Oh, this needs to be the data. Needs to be renamed. Rename code occurrences, Sentry data. Oh, it's just going to do a Sentry. Come on, Sentry data. There we go. We need to process unknowns, so we're going to have to do this later. This will be to do handle. This will be where we do other things. Not really anything I'm going to do in here at the moment. There's nothing I could think of. What we would probably put in here would be ammo, maybe, or maybe you can define your gun. No, actually, we're not going to do that. Yeah, we don't need this. So we're going to handle this. We're going to handle processing injection tags, processing shared data. We're going to mark this loading gun, and that should give us Sentry data to work with. We're not going to have a way to confirm that this is functional at the moment, so we're going to have to just rely on debug logs to just check to see what's going on. Of course, I didn't do any of this correctly, so I'm going to have to do it the hard way then. So put gun ID up here. We don't eject the mod at any point, which is weird. I just noticed that. Put this here, put that there. Gun ID. This is just debug so I know what's going on here. We switch this to ID and name. Cool. Not a lot else we want to do. I do want to, well, I'm already logging the entry, so injected key right there. Yeah, we're pretty good there. That's pretty much everything we needed. Now we just got to implement our injection keys. So we need to go to our Sentry object, and then we just need to flush everything out. Refactor, encapsulate. Oh, you're not going to be friendly and select everything. Refactor. This is useless. Can't do any. Oh, we can do something with this. So this will be at JSON processing data. And this key will be inventory size. And then, actually, it's value equals inventory size. And then type equals int. If you remember correctly, we got to tell what type of number we are because the JSON system doesn't understand numbers. So this would be inventory ammo start, inventory ammo end. We can't do these right now. There's no handling for arrays. Energy cost per energy cost tick is what we actually call this. Energy buffer size. Armor value. Health max. Target range. Target search delay. I'm happy these are all like integers because I just can copy and paste them all day. Target attack delay. And this will be target loss delay. Cool, so that sets it all up. That means our JSON system is ready to go. We don't have to do anything there. Anytime we want to add something new, we just add a new JSON injection key and we're good to go. This just saves so much work doing it this way. We do have to add handling for these arrays here, so we can do them via the injection tag probably. This will most likely... I can't think of a way to do this automatically. I'm just going to have to do it by hand here later. More than likely, when it comes to the ammo base, we're going to switch them to the same system over here. And these are misnamed. Hit Control Z on that real quick. Because if you rename the variable, it'll rename the getters and setters automatically for you. One of the cool things IntelliJ has in it. Saves you a bit of time. Of course, you'd want to have not misspelled it in the first place, but this works. That gets our data loading. That means we can set all that variables from the data object here later. So we're going to want to make a test Sentry again. And we're going to want to initialize it with pretty much all the data we've already been using. We don't want to be in Volts Engine, because that's not where we want to be. We want to be down here. So I'm going to go Sentry again. Make a new package. Sentry. And we're going to copy the handgun real quick and just paste it here so I have a template file to work with. Plus, I want that ID. So this is going to be gun ID. We're going to do ID here. So this is going to be armory.sentry.test. Then we're going to just name it Sentry.test. This is used for localization, by the way, is what names are used for. Then we got the gun ID, so this is the minimum. We're good, we're done. I do need to do a render for it, so we're going to go copy this render, and hopefully it's not junked to hell. It could be worse. Let's get rid of our extra textures. Now we'll leave those in there. We'll come back to this in another episode. So we'll do the renders later. We're going to focus on Sentry gun data for this episode, and we're going to call it quits there while I go and recode a lot of this. So I'm going to have to recode this to use the data. I'm going to have to do some work on it. I'm going to have to do some prototyping and testing and various other things. But checking that this works. This needs to be registered. Here we go. So do this real quick. And we need to make a Sentry data object. Make sure that's registered, of course. We then need to register our Sentry.json. We do need to make an item, so we're going to have to make an item for this. That will come into play a bit later. I got a phone call. Be right back. Affordable healthcare. That's exactly what that phone call was. As much as I appreciate the fact that affordable healthcare exists, I have actual healthcare. I don't need to be called about it. It's annoying. So making a Sentry gun item. This will be Sentry data. We'll do need to actually create a real item for this. I did not want to make a package, so what happened there? I clicked the wrong thing? Probably did. Oh well. Extends item meta armory entry, Sentry data, create constructor, type name is Sentry. Yeah, we just called the item Sentry. There's literally just no real cares right there. Let's go take a look at the item gun just to see if we need to do anything. Yeah, we do need to synchronize some things. Actually, I don't think I need that. I think it's already done in the super. Oh, maybe. I don't need that. That's for that. That's for the gun thing. Let's go look at clip instead. So we need some texture handling. We don't need anything else. The rest of this is just specific data. So here's our sentry gun. We are going to need a placement handler. So we're going to need, when you go to right click and you right click a block, you place the sentry gun. That's going to need to be implemented. We'll do that later, of course. Right now we just want to register the item so it exists, so we can test to see if the scripts are working and everything else. So this would be armory sentry is what this would be called. And it would be item sentry. What do we call our block, by the way? So I make sure we don't conflict. Of course I didn't set it with a registry name. Let's just call it sentry gun. Let me fix that. That's stupid of me not to put a name with these. Sentry tile. Where's server proxy? Cool. Now that means our tile will probably disappear on us, the one we had placed. That's no big deal. This all looks good. What I need to do is, wherever the sentry data is, which is down here somewhere, I need to register it. So register. Oh, well that's easy. That's done for us. Let me move some things off my desk, especially this bag of Skittles, which I'm tempted just to toss in the trash because I think the whole batch is just bad. Yep, good. We want to run debug. We want to leave a debug mark here. And I need to go edit my Sentry objects. I forgot to rename it to Sentry. Key thing is though, I still need to edit the guns. There is a variable I need to add to guns now that is called is for Sentry, is for player, is for entities. So there's going to be a distinction between who can handle what guns. So there'll be guns designed to be used by bosses and monsters only. There'll be guns that are designed to be used by players only, and there'll be guns that are designed to be used by sentries only. The idea behind this is we're recycling the gun data to use for our sentry guns. But we need to make sure our guns are globally registered, or else we can't access the data properly or do anything with it, or register munitions, various other things. Because of course, sentry guns will have slightly unique ammo depending on their types. Realistic sentry guns, so the sentry guns that are made to be real life sentry guns, they of course will use guns in their system. So if you have a 9mm sentry gun, it's going to use 9mm bullets. If you have an M16 sentry gun, it'll use M16 bullets, which will be like point something. I don't remember what bullet size they are. Some kind of NATO standard round. Why is this loaded? No. Source tree's acting up again. See the icon disappeared? Okay. We hit our point. Debugged. Cool. Created our object. Got our gun. Coming through. We got no data to inject. It's cool. Process extras. And we're done. So our processor worked on first try. Okay, I can shut that chat window off. I do need to be syncing code. We've been working here for the last few minutes. I have been uploading codes. That's what I'm going to do real quick. What did I work on? We'll just do this. More work on Sentry, fixed, bullet, offset, implemented, tile, render, implemented, Json loader, added, backup render. Cool. And I don't think anything's changed in Volts engine, nothing in the prefab, something changed. Not really a major issue, and to be honest, I probably shouldn't have handled it that way. Nothing API, builds is probably actually changed. Nothing in this. Cool. We're good to go. Nothing's going to change, by the way, because all we did was make a JSON loader. Of course, our tile disappeared because it was just called literally Sentry gun. Now it's called Sentry tile, so we don't have to worry about it conflicting with any other names. Should still show up. Yep, still shows up. We're of course going to remove this tile from all recognizable systems, so that way you can't do anything with it. Did the rotation break on this? Oh, it's working. Okay. Just where it was shooting at, it didn't have to aim. Okay, it's got no bullets. Let's put some bullets in it just to make sure it's still working. Cool. So we're going to cut this video here, and we'll just leave it at that, and I'll go work on the system, and I'll be back and to show you it off, and we'll move on from there.